having your own arcade games means you're gonna have to do some maintenance at some point. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do today. Most of the time it's gonna be minor maintenance, and I'm happy to say that's what most of this stuff is. We're gonna start with the really easy stuff, which is tightening up a few loose buttons. We're gonna move over to a little bit of monitor work on the Hydro Thunder cabinet. Luckily, easy monitor work. Doesn't have to come out, don't have to pull the chassis out, but hopefully it'll fix a problem I'm having. We'll talk about it in a second. On top of all that, let me show you what else we have to do. We're gonna install, or hang, this Midway neon sign. And I know it looks goofy now, I didn't have an outlet nearby, but this is a Midway neon sign, genuine neon, not LED. This is gonna hang in here. It looks awesome when it's turned on. I'm actually kind of worried it's gonna be too bright. We'll light that up at the end of the video, so hang out, and I'm gonna link to where I got that in the description. It wasn't very much money, and it's really pretty cool. Okay, so let's start with the tightening of the buttons. This is something you may have to go through and do every now and then. Some of you guys are gonna be like, why didn't you just tighten them really well when you installed them? The reason I don't go crazy tightening them is if you over tighten them, the plexi on top will actually have an indentation, and it looks weird in light. And I don't really like to over tighten a lot of that stuff. It just looks wrong. But I have been noticing when I go through and play, I've been feeling like loose buttons are here and there, and I can tell you, I knew this one is loose. This one's very loose. I can twist it. I'm gonna pop that off, get the micro switch off. I'm just gonna go through and check all these really quickly. And if you just have arcade 1-ups, if you've done the HAP mod, you're gonna probably have to do this every now and then too. Just go through and see if they need a little tightening. So far, everything's feeling good. I knew it. There's one there. Never play that side of the cabinet either, and somehow it's loose. So we need to tighten that one up. KI2 was just done, but you never know. Could have a loose one. Ooh, this one's, it's not crooked, but it's dry. We'll leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Let's not make more work for myself. Okay, I think we're good there. I'm not even gonna bother checking the 1-ups. These are probably nearing their last days in here. We'll just leave them alone. But let's get these two control decks open, and all I have to do is tighten up some start buttons. I should probably show how you get the control deck up. I think I've showed it on a video before. Whoops, let's get it unlocked first of all. It's gonna be very, very difficult to actually show you this, but if you reach up inside the cabinet, go up under the control deck, which you're not gonna be able to see, so let me just feel around in there and find it. There we go, one side is popped. I'm gonna repeat that. I'll show you once I get it open, but there's literally no way to do it. You do it on both sides, then the deck can just swing up because it has a hinge underneath here. Okay, both of them are up. I'm just gonna close this so I don't hit my knee on it, and we just pull up on the joystick, and there we go. So inside the cabinet, there are these latches here. They go up and grab onto this piece of metal, and when they're closed, they're like this. You just flip it up, and normally it'll just hinge off when it's actually connected. All right, so the player 1 button, or player 1 start button, is actually very, very loose. I don't know how that happened. I am using this is actually an Lorenzo button wrench. This is a great thing to have around the arcade. Even if you have arcade 1-ups, if you installed HAP, this is a great thing to have. So to get this done, I'm gonna try to do this where you can see it. I'm just gonna pop out this micro switch. Switch is free. This button is incredibly loose. I still don't love that these have the player 1 on them. I'm gonna see if I can show you real quick. So you can kind of see it. The player 1 right here. I don't love that they have that. I kind of wish I'd bought white ones, but they come with the Tornado Terry's kit, so I'm just going with this for now. But the problem with these are you have to actually get them straight. So if they're not straight on there, it's gonna look pretty dumpy. So hold the button straight on the front, like so. I'm holding it, and I'm gonna crank it down back here. Probably over cranked it a little bit. I think we're gonna have a little indentation there, but I don't want this coming off again, so I'm gonna put the micro switch back on. Test it. Oh yeah, that's feeling good. There we go. I don't think any other ones were loose. Yeah, we're good there. Let's move to Killer Instinct. KI, I'm gonna do the same thing I did over there. I'm gonna reach up under here, pop it, go up onto the right side, and there we go. Very easy. I'm gonna pull, oh, this one hadn't been opened in a while. There we go. We're looking over the front here. This one's only a tad loose, but it's enough to fix it. Well, if I can get the micro switch out, got it out of the way, put my button wrench over it here, and just give it a little tighten. There we go. Very easy, very quick. Test it. Feeling good. You can see it pressing that little micro switch there with me pushing the button. And now all I have to do is just open up the cabinets, clamp down the decks, and then we can move on to the next one. Let's get her done. funny, when you do this and you don't know where it is, it actually gets kind of difficult. Or it's hard to do it when you don't know where it is. Once you figure it out, you kind of get muscle memory. You can just reach up in there and find it on any cabinet. I just noticed another issue in here. Wow, I apparently have spiders in here and I didn't even know it. No big surprise. Personally, spiders don't bother me that much. I have a pest control business. It's only a little embarrassing that I didn't even catch this, so maybe I better spray in here again. Yeah, so after seeing that, I usually don't hang out in here with the lights this bright, so after seeing that, it makes me wonder what else is in here. I do forget that this is technically a shed, and I hope that that means black widows and brown recluse spiders don't try to move in here. So I should probably do a little pest control. I won't do it on this video, though. The next thing we need to do is hydro thunder. So the monitor has been doing this thing for quite a while now where these black pinstripe lines will be showing up on screen. I already thought I fixed it once. So Mike over at Mike's Amateur Arcade Monitor Repair did a video recently where he showed if you get lines showing up on your monitor, you probably have a bad ground connection on the chassis. And essentially means you need to screw down your chassis instead of just letting it sit there. And I realized, I bet that's what's going on with Hydro Thunder. And I pulled this out once and only found one screw. So I screwed it down as tight as I could, but I couldn't really fit the screwdriver in there. So it helped a little bit. It fixed it for a short time, but I think the vibration in the cabinet from this, force feedback, wheel jiggling and all that caused it to come loose again. So I got to pull this cabinet out again, and this time I'm going to do it right because it's a pain in the butt to pull this cabinet out. Now that the shed is filling up with real machines, the only way I can really get behind this cabinet is to move Ki2 completely out and bring it out here into the floor area. I could just scoot it back until it hits target terror, but that doesn't give me any room to get my fat self back behind there. So I've got to move the Ki2 first, then we can pull that out. So I'm going to attempt to show you guys a little trick that I've found to moving these. The back of these Midway cabinets have built-in wheels. Now it's not on the bottom necessarily, it's on the bottom back. So what I've been doing is almost towing it out. I put the dolly right up under the lip there, not all the way in. I can lift the machine up like this and literally tow the game out of its position. It is a lot easier than trying to drag it, scarring up my floor. And then once I get out to about here, let me move the camera. So now that it's out to there, this is when I'm probably just gonna drag it because I don't wanna, I don't want it to be a problem. So let's see. That's really not that bad. This thing does have new feet on it though, so that might be helping me a lot. All right, now that it's out, let's go around the back here. And I totally forgot I still have to scoot out Hydro Thunder. I don't know why I did this, but there's no way, I can't do it anyway now that the dolly's in the way, but Hydro Thunder is on wheels and it just moves by pushing it. All right, so this guy is not difficult to move, but getting the wheels in the right direction and moving is kind of the hardest part. Just gonna get behind it and push, or not. I try not to yank on the seat too much because I feel like it's had some kind of trauma. It's real creaky at the base of it. And the last thing I want to do is have this thing break free. There we go, real easy now. Okay, now I've locked myself out from reaching the camera, so hold on. All right, welcome to another awkward angle. I'm behind Hydro Thunder. This one came with screws in the back like most of the machines. There we go. Pop it open, take the back off, and I have nowhere to put it. All right, so here we are looking at the back. I have not discharged this thing, which is a little concerning, but let's see. I'm not going to go poking around too much. So this is the one screw that I do have. There's supposed to be another one over here, and I think that's it actually. So I think what I'm going to do is try to discharge it, and just in case. This one self-discharges, but yeah, I think I can see a little gap where it's not quite as tight. Maybe I can get that tighter. All right, I got a socket wrench, but I accidentally dropped the socket onto the chassis, and I have not discharged it like an idiot. I'm going to reach for it and hope I don't get killed. If I do, at least it'll be on camera. Please don't fall any further. Okay then, that was scary. I think it's usually fine as long as you're not like touching anything, I don't know, touching anything too crazy in there. And like I said, this one does actually self-discharge, so we're just going to be real careful. There we go, now it's tight. I forgot I wanted to maybe add a screw. Let's see, is it loose over here now? Yeah, it's still a little loose. Let me see if I can find another screw. Okay, I did not have another one, and I thought I was recording, but I went ahead and just tightened this one down as tight as I can get it without it being a problem. The chassis is not perfectly tight, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and just see what we get either way. And I think I see something. Let's see. There's faint lines right there, but we'll see how it looks once we get moving. Nope, still have lines. That sucks. I don't know if it's not anchored down well enough, or is this coming out of the PC? I can't even tell why it's doing that. So maybe if I can't figure it out before the end of this video, if you know in the comments what might be causing this, leave me a comment, let me know. I'm gonna poke around a little more though. Monitor is running. I don't see anything. I mean, I guess maybe if I had a screw here, it might help. But as far as I can tell, nothing's wrong. So it could be something wrong that I don't know about though. So it mostly looks fine, which is weird, but I can still see kind of like some, looks like there's a little bit of interference right here. Let's get a race running and see what it looks like. Definitely got the lines there. 3, 2. Interesting. I don't know what the heck is causing this, and it almost looks like the color isn't as good as it normally is either. Well, I poked around a little bit more in the back of Hydro Thunder, and it looks better. It kind of comes and goes. It's not as chunky of lines as it was before, but they're still there. So again, if you guys know what's causing it, maybe I just need another screw put in there to give it a better ground connection. Let me know in the comments. I think it's time to move on to another project. But first, I forgot I have to push all this stuff back. I'm not going to put you guys through watching that misery. That's going to be my misery, so I'll be right back when it's done. All right, Hydro Thunder and KI2 are back in place, but there's one more thing I wanted to do to Hydro Thunder. When I first got it, well, that was my first arcade cabinet ever, and I didn't really get to do as much work to it as I wanted to in the garage. I was just kind of new to all this, and I was like, if it's not broke, let's not fix it. But one thing that's always bothered me is the game doesn't have a lock on it that actually works. So I thought today I'll take this lock off, which is part of whatever. You know, it doesn't have a key, it just came like that. I really hate that they converted this thing to one of those card readers. Funny thing about this cabinet is it came from the same chain of arcades I worked at here in Texas, Mr. Gaddy's. There's still a ticket down inside there. Probably can never see it. I'd have to get a light, but there is a ticket down there. I've never opened that. It's locked. See, more example of me not doing too much to this machine is on all my other games, I would have actually taken this sticker off. I would have, cleaned it as much as I could, and then I would have repainted it. But I was too new to the hobby. And now that it's in here, I'm kind of stuck. Like, I would have painted this floor black so it didn't look so bad. So anyway, I'm just kind of stuck now, and I want to do at least something, which is I'd like to have a lock on it. I have locks on all these other machines here, even Target Terror behind me. So I'm going to pull this old one out, and I'm going to put a new one in real quick. The absolute best thing about working on a racing cabinet is I get to sit down while doing so. I know that sounds super lazy, but it is pretty nice. And I'm realizing I did not bring a screwdriver. Can I get it? Yes. Strong fingers over here. Take note, ladies. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I got it off. Oh, and a piece fell off, but who cares? Because this lock is all going in the trash. All right, I got my new lock here. I'd already dropped a piece or two on the floor, but it's not a big deal. Let's get this thing in. This is not the best angle to record at, but I really don't have too many options over here. Hopefully this fits, jeez. Oh, dropped it again. All right, taking the little collar thingy and screwing it on here. There we go. Just gonna finger tighten it. It's not going into service. This will be good. You take this piece, sticker on here. Put the screw in the back. I'm no pro at this, by the way. I know I'm missing something, probably. But like I said, this is more for me to feel like it's complete rather than to worry about anybody getting into it. The only time I would ever probably lock these up and take the keys away is if friends were coming over with kids. I don't want them, getting curious and poking around in there. So that would be the one reason. Now let's see if, just by chance, this is right. Let's see. Oh? Oh man. Oh wait. Would you look at that? First try. All right, last but not least is the Midway sign. I'm so happy about this. I'm gonna probably put it over here. Let's go over there and take a look real quick. My wall space is very, very limited in here, mainly because the ceiling height is only about 7.5 feet, or maybe a little less than that, I don't remember. But the machines, the TVs, the air conditioning, the pictures, all that stuff takes up a ton of wall real estate. Actually, I am planning eventually to put a 12-foot long shelf across here so I can put all my stuff up there. But for now, I think this is actually going to be a good spot for it. I never opened the blinds. You know, what am I going to do? Look out here. Yeah, it's hot, it's miserable, and my fence needs to be replaced. So moving on. I think I'm going to hang it right in front of the window. I'm going to probably put a nail straight up there in the center, hang it right here. This will actually be a really good place too, because once it's there, it's really bright. I don't want it reflecting off any of my monitor screens or the glass on the monitor. So I think if it hangs there, yes, I might be a little blinded if I play Blitz, but these are going soon anyway, and there's going to be no games sitting right there. So that's the plan. Let me move Blitz and check this out. I'm holding the gimbal and camera with one hand. Oh, Blitz, you're so heavy. Look at this. This is what I will miss the most about arcade 1-ups. You can just grab them, pull them all around. You could, I mean, one hand to that thing and it was nothing. And that's a modded one with a PC and more weight inside of it, a sound system. All right, I'm probably gonna have to get a step stool, but I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't need one, I don't know. But I'm thinking like right here. Of course, I'll need to try to center it a little bit better. But I think this will be good. Put it right here. Hopefully, I don't think the plug's gonna reach. I don't even know if I'm on camera, but I'm gonna go with this. I'll hammer it in. We'll see how it looks. I hope it's good. The only thing that sucks is you're going to see the wire hanging down. Let me point it down there. But no big deal. We'll figure it out another time if I want to move it. It's plugged in, killing the lights in here. Of course, it's daylight outside. It's like the middle of the day, but let's turn it on right now. Yeah. So the camera, of course, I tried to take a picture of it earlier. The camera is going to make it look a lot more orange, but it is very much red. It looks great in person. And look at that Midway glow behind me. And you guys do know, you know that I've called myself this. I'm the self-proclaimed Midway slut, as you can see with all the machines. Midway just made such awesome games that I can't get enough of their machines. I love the shape of them, the design of them, the size of them, everything, even though they're heavy and a pain in the butt to move around. But anyway, I love all that, so it's an honor to have a Midway neon in the arcade here. I wish I had more room for more neon signs, actually. There's a Nintendo one that has the light up, and it has like the red around it, like what's on the old KI up there. So I might buy one of those once I get my shelves up. It's a little bit smaller. But if you guys want to get one of these, I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's an eBay seller. They did not give it to me for free. I'm not doing this paid. This is me just buying this. I thought it was cool, and I want to share it with you guys. And if you want to help the channel, please buy it from my link. It is an affiliate link that will help the channel, but I'm not making enough money to lie to you guys here and tell you I love something that I don't. And it looks really good in person. I guess my only complaint about it is the wire is just really not long enough. It does have an inline switch, which is nice, but I'm gonna probably put it on a smart switch. All right, I was wrong. There is one more small thing to do. And that would be to put on some CAG keychains. Lady CAG just got these for me from Sticker Mule. One of those like get a sample pack deal. And if you notice here, I have machines that don't have, I don't know, they're just the same keys. So if I ever do pull the keys out of them, I'm never gonna know what's what. So I'm gonna put these on here. The back of them, you can kind of see it right here. The back of them is blank. So I'm gonna get like a label maker or something and put that on the back. But for now, I'm just gonna put the actual keychains on. And there we go. Got a nice CAG keychain to hang off the front of the cabinet. So Lady CAG's smarter than I am. I didn't even bother reading this thing that was inside of here. And I was looking at this like, man, this looks a little rough. The camera won't focus. But she came in and peeled the protective film off, and now it looks way better. And there they are. They're all installed on here. It's too bad they don't have the art on both sides, but no big deal. Got one over here. I just realized I do have a key in there, or I can't really leave a key hanging out of Rush, so I never bothered locking it with that stupid bar on the front. And there's one over here on Target Terror. Alright guys, I know this video's gone on much longer than I anticipated, probably twice as long. I thought this will be quick, I'll just do a couple fixes and we'll be good to go. And the reason I know it's gone on way too long is it's actually the next day. I went inside, Decided to ask smarter people than me about the Hydro Thunder there. Unfortunately, I got no replies, so I'm kind of concerned that this is going to be a weird issue that no one can fix. But again, if you happen to know or you have a suspicion, leave me a comment, let me know. And also, to thank you guys for making it this far in the video, a little Easter egg, I thought I would say for the first 3 people who use the hashtag MidwaySlut in the comments, the very first person is going to get a keychain mailed to them, as long as you're in the United States. I'm sorry to out of the United States people, but for now, I don't want to deal with shipping out of the United States. So the first 3 U.S. citizens, again, I apologize. First one's going to get a keychain, the CAG keychain. This is the only extra one I have, or I'd give one to all of you guys. But the other 2 who comment after that will get stickers mailed to them. I will contact you guys from this account in the comments, just in case any of those weird spammers get involved. I'm not going to ask you for any money, so don't be tricked. I will comment or reply to your comment and tell you to contact me, and I'll get your address. So hashtag MidwaySlut, first 3 people get something mailed to them in the United States only. Sorry, I gotta keep saying that. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more arcade content, and leave me a comment. Even if you don't know how to fix the Hydro Thunder, just drop me a comment. I'm gonna leave links to the sign, to the button wrench thingy I have, all that down below. Check it out if you wanna buy one. They are affiliate links. No, I'm not paid to talk about any of them, but they do help the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.